Now, this is Mr. Peter.
I want to thank you all for coming. I'm telling you, I was really shocked when I walked in here. You got me good. And I'd like to say that my Merle Norman makeup is all smeared now because I cried so much over that video, which was really super. And I want to thank my kids. They're the greatest in the world. What can I say? I'm awestruck. Thank you very much.
You know what, Mom, we're awestruck with you, and that's why we're all here tonight. He was the war baby. Actually, his gestation period, I believe, was only like 6.5 months. But as it could have been, we're happy to have him for our oldest brother. And you know, as much as we all have grown up with him and experienced his wonderful sense of humor and beatings. No, you know something, I always, I gotta tell you something about my older brother, Fred, Patty. He was always a very significant influence in my life, as he showed me determination, perseverance, academic success in life. And I think it's a wonderful thing to have a brother like that here tonight with me. And I think he's got something to say and do now.
Well, this has been very interesting. We came in a little bit late. We had a little trouble getting here to the start, but we made it, and we caught most of the video, which was excellent. I have roses for that for sure. And I was asked, Sandy and I were supposed to do a little bit of a concert here tonight. And Sandy backed out, I think. And I'm missing the string on the thing, so anyway, we decided not to go that route. But in order to sort of reminisce here a little bit, Mom, and it's kind of hard for me to sort of think back at some of the things that were happening over the times, because it almost seems as if it were another era. But what I did, I was sort of ruminating here a little bit today, trying to think of some of the things that happened, because I might have been a big influence to Bob there in his early days, and I remember some of the things that we went through as kids. But there were a lot of things in the town here that were influencing me, and I just have to sort of was writing a few things down today, and just some of the things, Mom, that you probably remember things happening. And one was a little tricycle I had. Is probably the first one that you had for the kids, and I remember riding that along the wooden sidewalk up in front of our house there, and in front of Buckland's, and then living in the basement of the house before it was really built, and we were making breakfast. I remember there's a foot of water on the basement floor making breakfast on it, and those were and the snow was melting, and we're trying to keep from drowning there, and then you had a board over Sandy, trying to keep her from getting wet in the bed, and the snow melting down. Those kind of different days than we have now for sure. And then heading off to school for lunch, I had a lard bucket for a lunch pail. And I don't think I really wanted that, but that made a darn good little bucket. And then all of the bread, the homemade bread and donuts you've made over the years, I remember that I think it was every Monday that you used to make those, make bread and buns and donuts. And then all the Christmas dinners, endless Christmas dinners and New Year's dinners, and then all the laundry hanging on the line. We had our old Spaniel, Blondie, that was around for a lot of years. And then I remember one time I wanted you to go to the PTA meeting with Holly Miller. And then I guess the teacher at school was trying to get some excitement there, and you went, but you sure weren't very excited about being there, I don't think. And then we get into the sort of the agriculture side, and we used to have a cow. Always picked it up in the back alley, and there'd be every once in a while somebody would take the chain off, and the cow would run down through the gardens or so, and we'd be out chasing the little cow around, and out through the gardens. And I remember even one time on my horse chasing this old cow up through the gardens and down the other side. And somebody said they didn't care about the damned old cow running through the garden, but keep that horse out of here. And then the other big high point was our haircuts. You used to give us the guys our haircuts. We sure, I don't know if I didn't like mine very much, but you used to use the old hand cutter, and you used to pull the hair, and I don't have any left on that. You didn't work on bot too hard there. Terry and I didn't have too much left, but then you got into the electrical side of it, and that sort of spruced things up a little better. And then in about 1950, it was another wet year, and I remember the mice were drowning out in the garden, and it was just wet out there, and you had me out there picking up mice out of the garden, and paid me a penny a mouse. They're all drowning out there, so I had a big bucket full of these damn mice. And then I remember the times we went to Spokane, and we'd have the car heating up, and we'd always tend to have a holiday, and we'd get there and we'd have some soft ice cream, and that'd be just pretty nice. And then we had a beef feedlot going in the backyard there. I remember that was another agriculture program, and it seemed like there was about 2 feet of mud back there then, and we had about 25 steers, I remember, and it was quite a thing. And I always remember your curly bonspiels, and you seemed to enjoy that quite a bit, and then you even took up golf. You were into that. And you had your Legion, and your Legion Christmas parties were always big for us kids, and the Sunday school picnics, and then we had the chicken program at the back there too, and we're always lopping the heads off the old chickens, and was it plucking the chickens for you, and trips to Calgary to the zoo, and then there was a time when the horse fell down Grandpa's well, and we had a heck of a time trying to get the damn horse out of there, and dug the horse down, and finally got him out. Had the Wild Mustang breaking program at the back, and I remember you didn't want me to be riding that damn horse, but I was on there anyway. It seemed that that was my fate. And then the big high point in my life was learning to drive. And we had the old green Meteor out there, and I used to have my pillow, and I was always bugging you to let me drive that thing. And I seemed to be driving, and we'd go out in the country. And one other thing, it was sort of similar to what we're watching tonight, it was when you had the movie camera and you were making home movies. And I remember the first one, you didn't want to waste too much film, so we just, about 2 seconds, and that was the movie. But anyway, we all survived. So anyway, those are just some of the things I was thinking about today when we were thinking about the Mom and what we were doing here. But it is your birthday, Mom, and that's what we're here. We're here to honor that. And so I have a poem here. I sort of stole parts of it, and so I don't claim the authorship on it, but here it is anyway. And it's happy birthday to you. I hope your day goes well. How old are you again? Hey, don't be afraid to tell. Another year's gone by, flash before your eyes, but look at the bright side. Age makes a person wise. Gray hair can be covered. Those wrinkles will disappear. Get out the miracle creams and you'll look great, never fear. What, you can't hear me? Well, that lake brace looks real cool. Forget your name, you say? I hate to ask, but is that drool? Okay, I will be serious now. I really wish you the best. Get out, have some fun, but first, make sure you get some rest.